Football, where Rummel meets Jesuit Saturday night at Joe Yanni Stadium. For the head coaches, Jay Roth and Jay Pittman, it could be another close game, a game where a coach's decision plays a key part of the outcome, like last year.
The last 4 Rummel Jesuit football games have been decided by a total of 9 points. Coaches and players are well acquainted.
These kids know each other. A lot of our kids drive past Rummel and come to Jesuit. And since Jay's went to Rummel, a lot of that feeling of Rummel should be the Metairie school has returned.
Of the 4 games, last year's game here at Tad Gormley Stadium was the most memorable. The game boiled down to a controversial coach's decision and a bizarre play that followed.
Leading 10-7 late in the 4th quarter, Jesuit coach Jay Pittman decided to go for it on 4th and 2.5 from midfield. Brad Quick came up oh so short. Then Rummel lined up for a 54-yard tying field goal, but instead faked. Mike Truax hit David Myers to set up the winning touchdown run by Darius Wilson.
I'm going to tell you exactly how it went down. I went on the field, went in the offensive huddle, asked him, what do you think? We can put him away or we can let him have the ball. Every kid turned to me and said, let's put him away, coach. Well, it's their team. You know, I got to do what, I make a lot of decisions, but when they all look at me and say, let's go, I'm going to go.
It was 4th and 4, they went for it, and they missed it by a credit card. And then he was confident in his defense, and they did hold us. They took a fake field goal to get down within the 10. So I wasn't shocked. That's the way Coach Pittman plays football. That's the way he coaches.
Rummel is 3-0, ranked 10th in the state 5A poll. Jesuit is 1-2, sandwiching a win over Marksville in between road losses at Catholic Baton Rouge and Picayune, Mississippi. But all of that matters little in a rivalry that produces close finishes. And last year, great theater.
Almost as good. Almost as good. Boise State, New Mexico last Saturday. Look at the punt formation. Who's got the ball? It's Greg Sasser, number 43 there, weaving through Los Lobos into the end zone. This deserves. Have you ever seen this? Look at this, guys.
He can't do that, can he?
One snap to the up back. He fake snap at number 25. The defense runs right by Sasser.
How would you like to be on that defense and have to watch out with your coaches?
Yeah, watch the guy on the right side. He touches him and lets him go.
Inches away from him, Sasser weaving through Boise State over Los Lobos on the blue rug there. And it's a Punt-Ruski misdirection play for all times. Our hidden video.
Forward, and Lamont is going to be very...
Week off.
Ooh, yes, you're right.
Well, for those who stayed home and those who left with minutes left in the game, you missed it. In a rivalry with a great past, Jesuit and Rummel took it to the next level last Saturday night. Harry McCullough takes a look back at Rummel's 34-27 overtime win.
Last Saturday, Jesuit and Rummel got together for one of those nights.
It was like all the planets being in a line. You know, it was no Tulane, no LSU. It's one of the rivalries in the Catholic League. There's only one other game that night, and it's a heated rivalry. So I told my kids I expected that crowd. I didn't expect it to be 6 deep along the end zones, you know, between 8,000 and 10,000 people.
This long-running rivalry has perhaps seen its best 4 games over the last 4 years. In '96, Jesuit won by 1 point. In '97, the Blue Jays again prevailed, this time in overtime. But in '98, Lady Luck changed uniforms. Rummel got a big defensive stop late in the 4th quarter, then faked the game-tying field goal to set up the eventual game-winning touchdown. Rummel won this one 14-10. But in 1999, the Raiders did it again. Jesuit kicked what they thought was the winning field goal with 44 seconds to go. And with no timeouts, the Raiders drove 80 yards in 3 plays to tie the game and eventually win another overtime battle.
And people were walking out of the stadium at that point. And at this point, you turn over to the kids. You know, you've practiced all week, you put in plays, and what it was kids just making plays. I mean, I don't know what play we could have called, but they were determined to get the job done.
But we had a chance to win a game, and I got to take my hat off. You know, my kids never gave up one time, but it's just so hard to put that kind of effort out and not come up victorious.
But you know, as great as that game was and as great as this sport is, that's one of the tragedies of football. There's no time to celebrate. In fact, as they were walking off the field, both coaches were already thinking about next week.
You want to pat yourself on the back some more. You let people tell you a good game. You
going to find yourself 4-1 instead of being 5-0. I think on the bus back from Jesuit, I'm thinking about Holy Cross, thinking, man, we can't afford to have a letdown. We can't afford to have a letdown. It's a shame. One of the greatest wins in the school history, and we're worried about next week already.
You just don't have time to celebrate or cry till it's over. I mean, and hopefully, we're still playing in December. And I'd like to wait until December to start either crying or celebrating.
I'm Harry McCullough for Friday Night Football.
Interesting, after a game like that, you get on the bus and the first thing you're thinking about as a coach is next week, huh?
You better. You're going to be 4-1, just like he said. You got to put devastating defeats behind you, exhilarating losses behind you, and you got to get ready for your next opponent.
All right, and we'll get ready for lots more scores and highlights as we